Child's pose. I'm going to take a block on top of my feet to make a little cushion for my bum here. This is great for if you have sensitive knees or if this is just a little bit too intense of a stretch. As a matter of fact, I'm going to use another block here under my head, a little pillow. Take my arms by my sides. So my knees are still wide and my toes are still touching. But this just gives me a little bit more softness and a little bit more accessibility for shoulders, especially if I have tight shoulders, tight hips. Downward facing dog. I'm going to use blocks here under my hands for a little bit of cushion. This can help if you have any pain in your wrists. It can also help if you have tight shoulders. Just gives you a little bit of length in your upper body. Ragdoll. So here I can choose to either hold on to my opposite elbow, soften my knees. If this is a little bit too intense, it doesn't feel good to hold my arms like this, I can just simply use the blocks here. Just getting a nice release through the neck, through the shoulders, through the spine, in a way that feels supported. Mountain pose. Rise all the way up. Hands to prayer position. 1 Om, inhale. Om. Mountain pose, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. I can use my blocks here. Halfway lift, hands on blocks or hands on your shins. And I'm going to skip the chaturangas and go straight to downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Step to the front of my mat with the blocks as my support. Halfway lift, flat back, fold forward, mountain pose, right into the second sun salutation A, halfway lift to my flat back. This time I'm going to try a modified chaturanga. Step back to high push-up, take a breath in. On my exhale, I'm going to lower my knees, bend my elbows. Inhale to upward facing dog. And to modify this, I wouldn't recommend pressing the arms all the way straight because it might be too deep of a back bend. So just a little straightening of the arms, a little dip of the pelvis, a lift of the chest, thinking about rolling your ribs through your arms. Downward facing dog from here. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, send them up and back. 1 breath. Big exhale, tiptoe to the front of the mat. Halfway lift, fold forward, mountain pose, fold forward. Slow and controlled movements here, no rushing. Halfway lift, exhale to chaturanga, or to high push-up plank pose. This time I'm going to drop my knees in high push-up. Deep breath in, stay here. And then lower to a baby chaturanga on your exhale. Upward facing, taking a back bend so you can keep your feet where you are. Move your ribs forward, lift your chest. Downward facing dog. Tuck your toes if they're not already. Send your hips up and back. 1 breath. Exhale. Top of your mat. Half lift on your inhale. Fold, exhale. Sun salutation B, inhale to chair pose. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. High push-up, exhale. Knees down, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale, baby bend of the elbows. Inhale to your up dog, chest lifts. Down dog, exhale. Rest here for one full breath. Exhale. Warrior one, take your big step through. These blocks will help you step through. Inhale to come up. Stay as you exhale. One more breath in. Hands to the floor. I'm going to just skip straight to downward facing dog. I could take a modified vinyasa if I wanted to, but today I'm choosing not to. Left side, warrior one. Rise up. Stay as you exhale. One more breath in. Hands to the floor. Once again, I'm going to go straight to downward facing dog. Perhaps the rest of the class around me is moving through their vinyasa, and I am perfectly content right here. Top of the mat. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Chair pose. Fold. Second sun salutation B. Halfway lift. Chaturanga modified. Upward facing. Downward facing. Warrior one, right side. Stay as you exhale. One more breath in. Chaturanga, or skip. I'm going to skip. Breath in. Breath out. Left side. Exhale. Breathe in. Hands to the floor. This time I am going to take hands to the floor to show another way that you can take this transition. So hands back, knees down. Breath here. I'm going to lower all the way to my belly. To a Cobra Pose. Hands back by my ribs. Press the tops of your feet down. Gently lift your chest. All this is coming from your upper back, so your hands can actually be light here. Squeeze your upper arm bones up. And then I'm just going to lower down, shift up to tabletop, tuck my toes, downward facing dog. One more breath. Exhale completely. Top of your mat, on empty. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Chair pose. Come to standing. Namaste.